at 7 p.m. Monday, February 7th, and is presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. Get your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 3 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. You guys, let me just say, in the last 2 hours, what we were going to talk about on this show has changed a couple of times.
Maybe.
At first, I was kind of excited to talk to Keon about the new name of his Washington football team that sort of leaked out because Joe Theismann is adult. And then after that, it was like, wait a minute, wait a damn minute. Old Tommy Brady has decided to retire. Is it real? Is it not real? And what is really happening?
Yep.
And then Brian Flores went and just had enough, and he is suing everybody. I got to say, first off, let's take a moment. Everybody has always said Brian Flores, there's a good guy, right? That's a good guy. He's a good coach. Kind of got a little bit of a rough ride there in Miami. Some critiques on his job, but most people say, no. He's a stand-up guy. He's a good coach. He's just dealt a rough hand. Okay. And so now he got fired and he went interviewing, as you do. And he was hopeful. He was positive. It sounds like just up until the other day, he thought he had a pretty good shot at some of these. And guess who else thought he had a pretty good shot? We did. All of us out here did too.
Yep.
And so Brian Flores, he got pushed. He got pushed past the limit. And it's because Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick got his Brian's confused. This is going to go down as one of the funniest / worst things ever. It's funny the way it came to light, but the facts of it are not funny. And there's a lot of layers here. As this story has unfolded, it's just getting worse and worse for the NFL. When they try to tell us with a straight face, they don't racially bias their hires. It's going to be harder and harder for the NFL, who tries to tell us we are fair. We don't do wrong. And when there is wrong, by gosh, we stomp it out. It is going to be harder and harder for the NFL to really say the Rooney Rule is actually enough or being used in the right spirit. Keon?
Yeah.
Fill the people in who don't know what I'm talking about.
Right. So the Rooney Rule, created by the former owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Dan Rooney, and also he was the head of the diversity committee that the NFL started. basically had the league institute a Rooney Rule. You have to interview one minority candidate before you interview any other candidates, or in the process of it. It used to be before. Now, if you do it in the process,
right? Basically, you got to give a guy a fair shot.
Yeah, because
you have to make a fair shot at making a person of color included in your process.
Because once upon a time, not included in the process, not at all. So basically, what a lot of teams did with this Rooney Rule, which by the way, the Dan Rooney went and did that after they hired Mike Tomlin, because when they interviewed Mike Tomlin, he said that Mike Tomlin wouldn't have been his first choice until he actually sat down and spoke to him, and then realized, like, oh man, this guy's got everything we're looking for as a head coach. And sure enough, Mike Tomlin, Super Bowl champion, somehow makes the playoffs every year, even when he has no quarterback. That's the kind of guy that he is. But now we're at this point where teams are just interviewing people to sort of get that rule out of the way. We'll go ahead, we'll interview a Brian Flores and say that we did our due diligence when really we didn't. We just interviewed him just to check the box and then continue doing what we would have done in the first place.
Now, here's Brian Flores. He's out interviewing in good faith, thinking that maybe they're actually looking at him as a real candidate. But then he gets this text message exchange from Bill Belichick, who accidentally thinks he's texting Brian Dable. And it turns out it's like one over from Brian Flores. And Bill Belichick was like, hey, good, congratulations, man. Good job. Looks like you're the man. He's like, oh, boy, I hope you're right. I really want this job. And he's like, oh, no, I know the people, the powers that be, and they say you're their guy going in. And then he goes, wait, I just want to check. Do you think you're talking to Brian DeBole, or you think you're talking to Brian Flores? And he says, sorry, I effed this up, double checked, misread the text. I think they're naming Brian DeBole. Sorry about that, says Belichick. Well, think about the implications of that.
Tons of implications. Because he said, I interview Thursday. That was one of the things in the text. I haven't interviewed yet.
So they chose the guy. Belichick is like probably from somebody like, yep, they got their guy. Good for you, Brian. You got it. Well done, Whitey. And then here comes,
no, that Bill Belichick said that. But
well, that's because that's what we all do as white people behind colored people's backs.
We're like, I don't do that.
How's it going, Cracker? Well done, Caucasian.
No.
How's it going, Whitey?
Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
All right. Sorry. Not all of us, just people in the NFL, I guess, named Bill Belichick.
Wow.
So Bill probably at that moment was like, oh, this is not good. So what does he do? I'm going to keep this to myself. Hoping it just blows over and nobody says anything about anything. But of course, Brian Flores then realizes, he's like, man, I'm going to sit through an interview and a dinner. These guys have no intention of hiring me. It's just this stupid, horrible. And inside, he's dying. He's dying inside.
Sure.
And it's a combination of feelings like, I think I'm good enough to be the coach, yet they're just trotting me out in this dog and pony show. It's not fair. Every single emotion is going through Brian Flores, and understandably so. And so finally, he just like, you know what? I've had enough. Not only is he suing the Giants, he's suing the Broncos, he's suing the NFL, he's suing every single team unnamed. He's making it a class action suit. I don't know who the other people are in the suit, but why would he go to a class action thing rather than just as himself take on the NFL?
Because I'm willing to bet that Brian Flores knows other coaching candidates, knows other coordinators around the league, other people who maybe have gotten the vibes that, yeah, I've got a job, and then only to find out you were never the guy the entire time. I'm pretty sure he can get together a decent group of people, and it also takes away that extra stigma of, oh, he's just doing this for the money. He's just doing this for himself. You know, he couldn't get a coaching job, so he's trying to line his own pockets. He's making this about other coaches too, and trying to call out the NFL directly.
Well, the unfortunate thing here is Brian Flores will never be a coach in the NFL again, because he should be. And this is a very brave stance he is taking, because he's seeing something that's wrong and he is screaming for people to make this right. And It's the right thing to do. But as you know, the NFL, they won't admit it. They'll lie to you about it. Colin Kaepernick will never see the field again. Now, again, he was not quite the quarterback he used to be. And I don't think he was a very good quarterback when it all went down. But yes, he was blackballed. And if they did that to Colin Kaepernick, imagine what's going to happen to Brian Flores. Brian Flores will never hold a job with the NFL again, because that is how bitter, that is how angry and evil the whole construct of the NFL owners are, because they don't want a mirror put up to their face. How dare you? How dare you do this, Brian Flores? You will never work in this league again. That is the conversation that's going on behind the scenes. So you'll never hear that from these guys. You'll never hear that.
The worst thing that could happen to the NFL right now, and by the NFL, I mean these owners and Roger Goodell, is what if some of these other coaches or candidates come up with some emails and texts of their own? Now we have something that is going to stick around forever.
Santa's number one helper just texted in, John Gruden has entered the chat room.
Yeah, this is a bad situation here. And it's not going to get any better. Goodell's got a firestorm on his hands, and rightfully so. How can you go around and profess to want to end racism and end hate and end bigotry and then let this come out like this and have this be something that is breaking news here, when you have fine quality men who are able to coach to you? Listen, Brian Flores, come to Arizona. We'll hire you as our head coach here.
Sure.
Come on in.
Absolutely.
You know, I just cannot understand in these days and times that this is still going on.
Prison Wallet is coming after me, says, hey, look at that. Jeffrey's made up his mind, guilty or innocent, without all the facts or details. Way to go, Jeffrey. I have made up my mind. You know why? Because I've seen the evidence. I've seen the screenshots of the text exchange between Bill Belichick and Brian Flores. Unless Brian Flores just sat down and just randomly decided to Photoshop that crap. I've seen all the details I need to see. Brian Flores was being trotted out just to justify the Rooney Rule. That one thing by itself, I can make up my mind on that. And if it turns out he photoshopped that stuff, then I'll say, okay, well, I guess I was wrong. Prison Wallet's right. We should have waited. I don't need a wait and see approach. Guess what? I see. I don't need to wait.
I don't need to wait at all, because I've seen other black coaches in this league not get quite the same amount of time as their white counterparts when they're coaching. The leash is not quite as long. And the fact that we have a league that is 70% of black players, but one black coach, and his name is Mike Tomlin,
and no black owners.
No, of course not.
So, Prison Wallet, normally everything you're saying is exactly what I would say in any scandal. I'm going to read what Prison Wallet says directly, because it echoes what I've said in the past. Let's sit back, get all the information before we make a judgment call. If it turns out these accusations can be backed up by facts and people are found guilty, I'm all burning it to the ground. But until then, take a wait and see approach. That speech is generally given when they haven't presented the information to us. Guess what? We have the information right in front of us. Go to any one of your favorite sports sites, Twitters, whatnot, and read what was said in that text exchange. Unless Bill Belichick comes out and says, I never texted that. That's photoshopped. And that can be proven too. I think we see what we need to see. The NFL, for all the end racism on the back of helmets, and it takes all of us in the end zone for everything that they are saying. Oh my God, this is it. You always had an inkling. Now you got some bleeping proof, people.
Boy,
and it makes me sad.
If this indeed turns out to be specifically as accused by Brian Flores, it wouldn't hurt my heart at all to see 70% of this league just kind of pack it up and say, you know what, guys, we're done until something else is done about this. We're finished. What's the NFL going to do about that?
You're going to get a player walkout? I don't know.
Yeah, just walk out. Just see you later.
Well,
adios.
When the thing went down with the Clippers and Donald Sterling, there was a conversation about that at that moment. And then they realized, you know what? Let that get sorted out there. Let's just do what we're doing here for us, for each other, and for the fans, and for our pocketbooks. And then we'll go from there. So, but you're right, though. At some point, it may take that sort of a stand. And I don't know how do you fix this? How do you fix this? Senior Wake and Bake says, what are you talking about, Donald Sterling? LOL. Did I not? I got COVID fog pretty bad. I did say the right name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And the Clippers, the racist old guy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He owned the Clippers. Donald Sterling, known racist.
Right,
and,
right. Very specific corridor of racist. Yeah. Like I don't care if you hang out with them, but stay off the Instagram. Like what?
Donald Sterling is a throwback racist. He's the oldest school of racist.
He's a throwback.
He was
categories of
85. Yeah, so he wasn't a throwback. He was
that's
OG.
true. He's the original.
Yes.
Wow.
He's just plain old racist. There's no when you're that old, and if you're that old, don't you kind of expect it?
Nobody was surprised.
A little bit. Yeah, no surprise.
I think some of the stories that came out afterwards were a little surprising, where he'd throw these parties and then he would make the players stand around, and Blake Griffin had one story where Donald Sterling was holding his hand so that he wouldn't leave, and Blake didn't want to offend him, but he was like, why are you doing this? Let go of me.
All right. I don't know if that's racist, but that's weird. And
he felt like he was being paraded around. I see. That's the reason why he thought it was racist. Yeah.
Well, yeah, also old people like to touch young skin. That's the thing I noticed when I was a little kid. You'd go to the nursing home and they'd be like, hello, how are you? And they'd be like touching you going, oh, so this is what it used to be like. It was always weird and creepy.
Yeah.
And Donald Sterling was weird and creepy. So it fits.
Yeah.
It's the end of your trips to the nursing homes.
Very on brand.
Well, I didn't mind that so much. It was just they smelled like pee.
Yeah. Well.
Chief Skull says, afternoon, guys. Brian Flores is correct. Rooney Rule's a sham. Most teams know who they want and just interview to say they did. You think with all the money, guaranteed money, et cetera, for coaches, that teams would in fact do their due diligence. See that now. One of the things that's interesting about this is, let's say we have a reverse right now, I think, of the Rooney Rule happening on the Daily Blender, because Keon was one of the first people that we talked to and interviewed when we were looking to fill this position. And Randy and I were like, oh, this guy's great. This guy's great. But I still kept having other interviews with other people, even though in my head, I already know I want that guy. That doesn't make me a racist. So, I guess when the NFL has a historic problem of it, you have to put those things into play. But immediately, is it automatically racist if they're like, the first name that comes in their head is a white guy as a coach? Does that make them racist?
I don't think it makes them racist necessarily, but it's more of a trend of, why is this guy the first guy that comes to mind for you when there are candidates who are available who are people of color? Why does it always seem to be that candidate? I mean, the New York Giants, since we're talking about them and since it's them who started this whole thing with Brian Flores, I mean, this is a team that hired 3 schlubs in a row to be head coach. This is not an organization that's doing due diligence when they're hiring head coaches. They're not hiring anybody good.
Right.
So
it's a good point.
What are they actually doing? What are they looking at when they're going out and hiring these guys?
The only thing that would have been worse in the exchange between Bill Belichick and Brian Flores, if Bill had said, see you at the meeting later. That's the only way.
Then that
could have been worse.
Couldn't be more smoking gun.
Oh my God. So, all right. Yeah, but we do need to play this out, see what's what with everything. But if that text message that's in the legal filings is absolutely legit, it's absolute slam dunk. I don't know how you fix something like this with something like the Rooney Rule, though, because they found a way around it. You can't force people to not be garbage people. You can't force people to not be evil. I don't know what to do here.
100% right, Jeffrey. You're 100% right. If people want to extend a hand to everybody and to bring in people of all colors and all backgrounds and have them a part of their organizations, then they'll do it. But you cannot make people that don't want that especially if they're in ownership groups or general managers or whatever the problem seems to be here. You cannot make them do it. No matter what, they will find a damn loophole, and I think it's sick.
Yeah, you're right. I do think the only thing you probably can do that comes to mind right now is ask for more transparency in that hiring process. So it can't just be, you fired Joe Judge and you thought, you know what, Brian Dable's my guy, and that's all there was to it. That you're going to have a little bit more transparency through the whole process. Like after the whole Donaghy scandal with the NBA, they started releasing those end of game 2-minute reports. It may not be enough, but at least it's, hey, this is, the official was right here. He was wrong here. He was right here. So you have some idea of how the process is supposed to work. We don't have that in the NFL. The owners just can kind of go about it in whatever way they want and come back with whoever they want as head coach.
Yeah, it's a complicated thing, and we wouldn't have to force the issue if they hadn't been so historically bad at it. Like I said earlier, once we talked to Keon first, we were like, yeah, this is the guy. And we finished interviewing only the people we'd made appointments for. And after that, we didn't talk to anybody else because we didn't need to. So if this was a flip situation, that would have been a violation of the Rooney Rule. So there's, it's not necessarily that you're being racist when you decide on the first guy that comes to mind. Ooh, that's the guy we'd like to have as a coach. As long as that's based on their abilities, as long as you really are considering all the candidates, then race was never a part of that. The ability, the talent is what is to be considered.
Ron Rivera's Puerto Rican, and he was the guy that Washington had in mind from the beginning. That they didn't have to interview anybody else because they knew he was the guy. I just think that what the NFL is trying to do there is trying to give these other coaches who are not getting even the interviews, not even getting the ability to say, I am talented enough to do this job and here's why, to get them in front of people who make those decisions to be able to actually prove it. And you're making a mockery of the entire thing when you never intended to hear or listen to what that guy had to say when you invited him in for an interview.
Prison Wallet says, I'd support the NFL if they did a walkout for something that mattered other than money. Hello, baseball. Are you listening, baseball? All right.
We don't even get me started on that.
We got to take a break. We are going to get to that a little bit later on. We're still going to talk about the Tom Brady thing. We're still going to talk about the Washington football team. We're still going to talk about all the other things. But let's finish this up when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Pac-12 basketball, Arizona and Arizona State both get back to action coming up on Thursday when Arizona will host UCLA in a top 10 matchup. Arizona State will host number 19 USC. One Pac-12 game tonight as Stanford plays host to Cal. Stanford sitting as a 4.5-point favorite. NBA basketball this evening, the Phoenix Suns playing a high-profile matchup as they play host to the Brooklyn Nets. Suns are 40-9. They are favored by 5 in tonight's contest. The over-under has been set at 230. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
The moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
They went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
The dictionary describes madness as
frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right.
We define it like this.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. The chance to through for the win.
The madness is coming.
Touchdown, dribble.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The home for March Madness.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And Randy, it turns out that NASCAR Busch Clash thing that's happening on Sunday, it's going to be at 12:30 p.m. Not 5. I thought it was at 5. It turns out
12:30 p.m.
Ever since the COVID, my COVID fog has had a hell of a time sort of translating time zone adjustments. So yeah, the NASCAR Busch Clash is at noon 30. Also at noon 30, the stupid Pro Bowl, which is going to air on Money Radio 1510 because we don't care. That also is on at noon 30. In fact, on the promo sheet that I have in the studio now, it says the stupid Pro Bowl. Right
Stupid
there, you can see
Pro Bowl. There it is. Yeah.
Right. On Money Radio 1510. So that is how we're going to promote it. The stupid.
The only
Pro
thing
Bowl.
missing on that line is because we don't care.
Because we don't care.
Other names might go well as the useless Pro Bowl.
Yeah, and I am sure the listeners of Money Radio 1510 Sunday are going to be like, "The hell is it? I don't care either. Why the heck?" Well, sorry, it's just you got the short straw on that one, and that's the way it's going to go.
Change it from the Pro Bowl, which is stupid because everybody in the Pro Bowl are pros.
Right?
Can we change it to the Who the Hell Cares Bowl?
Yeah, it's anything you want to call it other than worth watching or listening to.
I want to call it the Who the Hell Cares Bowl.
When you notice that the players that are highest voted to the Pro Bowl don't want to go, I don't want to watch it.
Dak Prescott won't be there. Nobody. I think Kirk Cousins is playing. If that gives you any idea of what the Pro Bowl is,
which is funny because isn't this year it's in Las Vegas this year? Is it?
It is. Yeah.
Huh. You would think a lot of these guys would want to go there.
Well, I'm sure that they considered that. They thought, oh wait, well, we good. Hold on a second. I can go to Vegas anytime I want. I don't have to go to this Pro Bowl.
When it used
to
go
to
to
NFL's dime, though. You get put up. You're on the NFL's dime. You get a little extra bonus money. Play
maybe
a
the
golf.
poorer players. They're really like, okay, yes, we're going to the Pro Bowl. The other players are kind of like, that's nice.
The rookies love going. But you get to be a vet. You've been in the league 7-8 years. Everything aches. You're not going to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So we were talking about Brian Flores suing the NFL over, looks like a smoking gun on violations of the Rooney Rule. But let me give you a little bit of his point of view. First, let me tell you what they're suing for. The undisclosed amount of money, and it's a class action thing, which means he'll end up sharing it with whoever else is involved. But he says this is what he wants to see. This is what he wants, the injunctive relief in several areas that would effectuate real change for the future. And he's saying an increased influence of Black individuals in hiring, increase in objectivity of hiring and terminating GMs, head coaches, and coordinators. Now, the reason that comes up is because it says even when black candidates get hired for head coaching positions, which is a rarity, they're discriminated against in connection with the teams and conditions of their employment and compensation. They're terminated even as far less successful white head coaches end up being retained. And one of the things that he brought up is that the owner of the Dolphins offered him $100,000 for every game they lost because they wanted to tank. That right there has got to violate more than just the Rooney Rule. That is stuff that goes even deeper.
Yeah.
But then he's like, no, I'm not doing that. And instead of being last or first in the draft, they end up being fifth, the fifth worst team. So they got fifth pick. They also want to increase the number of black coordinators, incentivize hiring, retention of the black GM head coaches and coordinators, and transparency of pay for GMs, head coaches, and coordinators. Well, that's a very specific reason, because I think if you had that transparency, what would you learn about how different black coaches are paid versus white coaches, GMs, etc. So that is where he's at. That is where he's at with that lawsuit. And he knows this is going to be rough. He even says that I understand I may be risking coaching the game I love and has done so much for my family and me. And he says, my hope is that by standing up against systemic racism in the NFL, others will join me to ensure positive change is made for generations to come. So guys, please just know this. Brian Flores is not suing because he didn't get hired. He's suing because he has proof now, and he can show you that what the teams and some teams, I'm not going to say all, some teams that have been doing, and it's probably all, but some teams have been doing in violation of that shows a systemic racism.
The only team I would say isn't is the Steelers. Outside of that, could be anybody.
Yeah. So this is where we're at with this, and that's where Brian Flores is. It's a very brave stand that he's taking. I just feel bad because I kind of thought, if he had a chance to be a coach somewhere else, that maybe, he'd have been a good one. He'd have been a good coach. But I mean, everybody loved him. His players loved him. He seemed to have his bleep together. I don't know, but was he a bad coach for the Dolphins?
No. He got. I think they hung this season on him because they started out really rough. But he had a lot of issues. He didn't have a starting quarterback with him. But when he got everybody kind of headed in the right direction, he turned a season that was a losing season, by the way, turned it into a winning season. So he ended up with a winning record and still ended up getting fired, which shocked just about everybody I know.
Well, and it's a shocker that he's not getting hired anywhere else. I mean, again, I'll go back to my guy, Ron Rivera, who was fired from the Panthers, turned around and immediately got hired by the Washington football team. The guy's had 3 winning seasons in 8. That this is the level of winning that Ron Rivera has done is less comparatively, if you do it on a ratio basis, to what Brian Flores has done. Brian Flores has been comparatively more successful as a coach. And yet he got fired from his job and couldn't find anything.
Well, for the people who are going to rail against affirmative action type things and say, oh, it's just not fair, it's reverse racism. I just want to remind you, well, if people were pure of heart and doing the right thing, we wouldn't need it. So really, that's on us. And when I say us, I mean white people. So, this is just going to get more and more interesting, and probably is going to end up hurting your hearts even more as we go forward and we learn more. But hopefully, Brian Flores, 2 things. One, I hope he's right. I hope it does bring about some really good change. Number 2, I hope we do get to see him coach in the NFL again. I hope he does not, take too big of a hit for being that first guy, that strong man to stand up and say, I've seen this all this time. A lot of black coaches have known when they would go on these interviews, they were not a candidate. They were not going to be a candidate. They knew, but they had to go through the motions because that's what you do. You have to show good faith and assume that somebody else is showing good faith. The hope that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will be different this time.
Or maybe, if I say the right things, if I show them, hey, this is what I plan for this team. This is my roadmap 5 years down the road. Here's what my scheme looks like. They might actually consider me if I actually say or do the right things. But no one should have to hope that. when they go to a job interview.
Should be, I'm the best candidate for this job. I'm the smartest. I'm the best. I know what I'm doing. I know my football. I'm going to show you what I can do. I'm going to show you how I lead men. That's all that should matter. Not, oh, gee whiz, am I here for the Rooney, rule, or are they really looking at me as a real coach? Oh my gosh, is it the color of the skin, or is it going to be the quality of my talent and work? Yeah, there does need to be change, and this just came out of left field. I'm sure Tom Brady's going, damn, I should have waited till Saturday. I was the entire news cycle till about an hour and a half ago. Damn.
The day that was supposed to be a celebration of the great career of Tom Brady is completely overshadowed.
And he's probably looking at us like, I shouldn't say anything. Why? I'm white. Blissful Hayes says, congratulations to the Washington Commandos football team on their new name. Okay, Joe Theismann, it is has leaked that it's going to be the Washington Commanders.
The Commandos.
Commandos would be better than Commanders.
I agree,
actually.
Commandos, going Commando. All the fans, nobody's wearing underwear. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger from the movie Commando.
Get to the chopper.
So many things could go well with Commandos. Yeah, Commanders, kind of lame.
Yeah.
No,
just uninspiring, really. The Washington Commanders. It sounds like a USFL team.
It does. It's a very generic, inoffensive name. No one will be really upset with it, but no one will really like it. And that, I think that's what they were going for. Just something really milquetoast and generic, which is unfortunate.
But Commander Masters. It's kind of along that same line. And I feel like Dan Snyder behind the scenes is like, I'm still going to get him. You know what I mean? Like some evil behind Commanders.
My biggest issue with Commanders, and it's not a serious issue, but it's still an issue. How can the team be Commanders? There's somebody at the top of the pecking order. That's
who are you commanding?
Okay, you're the third string quarterback. You're not a commander.
We're just commanding those thick-legged cheerleaders that got us in trouble. That's the only thing that's happening.
Stop it.
Wow.
Come on. Those women were treated very poorly,
and they will continue to be treated poorly.
Hopefully not in the way that they were when they were with the team, but yeah.
I apologize. I just want to apologize. Blissful Hayes also says the blind Flores lawsuit should help Byron Leftwich get a job. Watch Bill Belichick send something to Byron Leftwich. Hey, congratulations. Ooh, wait, wrong Byron. He said, I was hoping Byron would be hired by the Bears as the head coach.
Well, wasn't Byron Leftwich?
It's Brian DeBall. Sorry.
Wasn't he kind of connected with the Jaguars opening? Has that fallen through? Because I was reading something about that the other day.
A lot of people think it's going to happen, but it hasn't officially happened. So it's hard to say.
I thought it was Cardinal great Adrian Wilson was going to be GM, and then Byron Leftwich was going to be the head coach. Maybe I'm wrong here.
I've not heard. Big Stanky 87 says, hey guys, my new job, it's day 2, and these PowerPoints are killing me. Randy, pour me one, even though I can't hear you at the moment. It always strikes me as weird when people text in and they're not listening.
Yeah.
Does that just strike you a little weird?
No. It's the fourth dimension's a community, and so you're just
we're at the forefront of people's thinking.
It's like requesting a song when you don't own a radio, you know?
Right.
Billy Ray from Avondale says, yep, good old boy in the club in the NFL. Santa's number one helper says, by the way, any word on Sarver? I saw
still kind of moving along, isn't it?
I saw a thing that said that there was really no bombshells in some stories that the ESPN had put out. Now people are starting to speculate that ESPN has it in for Sarver. So I don't know if that's legit or not. It's just the thing I saw, but it has been quiet on that front. How long is it going to take to do this investigation?
I don't know. I think the NBA is going to take their time with it, though. You don't want to ignore the allegations of people who feel like they've actually been wrong.
Right.
But you also don't want to move on trying to shove Robert Sarver out the league if, in fact, he hasn't done anything.
We'll have a word for you in July.
But I did see a story a week ago. The Suns created a confidential employee hotline during the investigation so that, employees could report things but actually be anonymous.
Press 1 if you're Mary at the front desk. Press 2 if you're Bob in janitorial. Press 3. That doesn't seem very confidential to me. Fifth letter says USC football back on the map.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I believe Caleb Williams, the former Oklahoma quarterback who put his name in the transfer portal a while ago, USC. So now they've got a couple of quarterbacks they can go between. They can go Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
They can go Jackson Dart again. Dart was really good last year.
Yeah.
So there it is. USC doing big things.
7114 says, if Commanders is stupid, what does that make the Kings? Well, the Kings are majestic. They're like, we are the Kings. That's like top of the food chain in some countries. But Commanders, that's not even a general. It's not even. It's like not
come
captain.
on.
I don't think you're not.
Everybody within the sound of my voice right now. What would you rather have, Commanders or Commandos?
Commandos.
It's not even close. It's
unanimously.
Commandos is badass. They missed the boat on this one.
I agree with you 100 bazillion%. 100 bazillion%.
I heard that Renegades was in play for a while, but I don't think that this team is smart enough to pull the wool over anyone's eyes for that long. I just don't think so.
Yeah, no.
5843 says, so does that mean Keon is the DeBall of 1580? Oh, he better not. Hope he's sacked 2 years from now. No, Keon is the Keon. It's not the same thing. It's like the closest I could come, because I was trying to kind of explain. Sometimes you know the guy you want for the job, and it's not that I'm racist and I don't want other people. It's just I've already zeroed in on who that person is. But I don't have a history, and neither does CRC Broadcasting, of being racist about things. That's why we're not subject to the Rooney Rule. The NFL, however, has a spotted and very bad history of discrimination, and that's why they are under a microscope.
Well, yeah, and I can certainly attest to that, because this is not the first job I applied for, but the frustration of applying for jobs that you're qualified for, you never ever hear back. I was very shocked when when I heard back from you.
You applied for other jobs
before I even reached out.
What?
Yeah.
You better not be still applying for jobs.
No, I'm done. I got the job I wanted.
Hey, Randy.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, I want you to keep an eye on his LinkedIn, please. Just keep an eye on the LinkedIn for any updates or changes, which show
Logging in right now.
He's up to no good over here.
Okay, I don't even know my LinkedIn password anymore. I don't need it.
That's
I'm going to glare at you.
We have it taken care of, Keon.
Okay.
I'm going to glare at you for 5 seconds, then we'll go to break. Ready?
I got him uncomfortable. We're going to
I'm
break.
still glaring. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 11th through the 13th. Get your tickets today at PhoenixRaceway.com.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Without education, poverty follows a family one generation after the next. But College Bound AZ provides educational pathway to students starting in the 7th grade and turns dreams into degrees. Your support provides laptops and other things to ignite that journey. To help, Chicago Fest West happens Saturday, March 19th at Mesa Convention Center, and the proceeds benefit College Bound AZ. It's a celebration of Chicago during Cubs spring training through music, food, a classic car show, and more. Get your tickets at ChicagoFestWest.com today.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow.
What a world we live in.
All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this crazy Tuesday, February the 1st, 2022. As Jeffrey would say, don't forget to pay your rent. One way of doing that, make a little extra scratch on the side. You can do that by downloading the FanDuel sports app, the sports betting app to celebrate, by the way, FanDuel is celebrating Super Bowl 56. For all new customers, you can bet $5, win $280 in cash on either team to win when you use promo code Randy1580 when registering. That's right. You get your winnings in cold, hard cash, Jeffco.
Hard cash.
Because we know that cash is king.
Cash is
way
the
better than
commander.
free bets. Yeah, it's your commander. Cash is your commander.
Sorry.
You see, it just kind of brings the whole thing down. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Now, if you were
sorry,
like,
sorry.
I have cash and I'm a commando. Now we're talking something.
I'm the king of cash.
Yeah. So anyway, you go onto the app, see which prop bets you like. There's a whole list of them for the Super Bowl. It could be the color of the Gatorade. It could be a touchdown prop. It could be the kind of, I don't know. They got millions of different proposition bets these prop bets you can have. Promotions for new and existing customers. They've got same game parlays where you can combine smaller bets within another bet that you have to make a bigger win out of things. Tons and tons of offers and promotions and so much more. Don't miss your chance to turn $5 into $280 in cash. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and use promo code Randy1580 and make every moment more this Super Bowl. Again, promo code Randy1580 exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older and present here in the state of Arizona. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $280. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Here's the commando, Jeffco.
Thank you, Randy. I'm sorry. I had to actually sort of laugh out loud. I don't usually ever type LOL because I don't. I've never read something, watched something, and actually LOL. So when people send me an LOL, I think to myself, did you really? Did you really laugh out loud? Because I don't believe you did. This time I did. Ukla Mock says, I don't know about this whole racism thing. Really? You don't know. He's like, it could be, but much like most businesses, most people hiring usually know who they want. I don't know about this whole racism thing.
They don't know about it.
So Ukla's skeptical. I'm sorry, but it made me actually laugh out loud when I read that. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Tuesday. I agree 100% with both you, Keon, and Randy. I said it 3 years ago, and the Cardinals promptly fired Steve Wilkes after only one bad season. Would that have happened if Steve Wilkes was white? I believe every coach in the NFL deserves at least 2 full seasons before being fired, unless there's some extingent circumstance. With that said, fire Cliff Kingsbury while you're at it. He's been here 3 seasons and he stinks. First off, I do want to say I don't believe there's any sort of racist agenda or corruption in the Arizona Cardinals organization. Michael Bidwell's dad, Bill Bidwell, led the charge against just this thing, and was one of the first people to hire people at high levels in the front office that were I can't remember her name, the black lady, but she's legendary. And we didn't like what he did with the business. We didn't like the players he got. We didn't like how he was a tightwad sometimes with bringing people in. But you can't ever say that the Bidwells are dirty, stinking, filthy racists.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that Wilkes, the Wilkes experiment showed itself. He was over his head. He might be a great defensive coordinator, but as a head coach, he just did not have command of this team. And in the NFC West or in any NFL team, you just can't just stay with a situation too long, because you'll dig a hole you won't be able to get out of.
To be fair, though,
To be fair,
most white guys would get more of a chance. Would get some extra time.
With the
Name
Cardinals,
some
I don't know.
one-year coaches that were white.
Besides Urban Meyer, who absolutely deserved it.
That was not even a full season.
Whoops. Not even a full season, but I'm saying
that was dirtbag. I'm not okay. Minus grinding on a college co-ed in a bar while your team flies home.
But that's what I'm saying.
That out of the equation.
You have to basically be Urban Meyer for that to happen to you. Is the point I'm trying to make? There's no way. I mean, look again. The Giants just keep coming to mind for me because I don't know. We should have all known after one season Ben McAdoo wasn't doing anything, but he was there. Pat Shermer wasn't doing a damn thing either. He was there. Like these guys are there and they're not accomplishing anything, or they're horrifically underachieving, and they get to stick around.
Go Raiders, says Taco Kenny. Pro Bowl. Hurrah, Stodo. I forgot what a Stodo means. In Spanish.
Could it mean Taco Tuesday?
No, it's Taco Tuesday. I don't think that's what Taco Kenny's saying, but 602 Pat Stan says, I can't believe that asshat Adam Schefter ruined Tom Brady's retirement announcement. Well, I think it wasn't so much Schefter, but racists. Rough Rob says Bruce Jacobs might have been right about ESPN wanting that Suns owner out. Why? Why would the ESPN want that though? That I don't know if I'd ever understand. But we're hopefully we'll find out.
I don't know if they want him out so much as they caught wind of a story and they did what ESPN does, which is that they absolutely plowed through it without, I think, really putting the legwork in to go, okay, can we get some names on the record? Can we get multiple sources of this? Because this seems to be a problem with ESPN a lot.
Senior Wake and Bake says, you tell them Duke boys in the general lead to shove it and take baby Hitler with them. Wow, that's very specific.
I wish that the stuff going on in the NFL was that obviously and openly nefarious, but unfortunately it's a structural thing. So you're trying to attack the structure that basically makes it okay and then incentivizes teams to just do whatever the hell they want, despite the fact that there are rules in place and guidelines in place trying to make sure that, coaches of color get the opportunity to interview for jobs.
Boomer Sooner says, guys, kind of turns my stomach after everything we've been through the past couple of years with the Floyd incident and killing of the cops and the whole 9 yards. These freaking NFL owners just can't get off their high horse and get with the program and eliminate racism, you freaking morons. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. It's the huge hypocrisy of them embracing all the things that are getting painted on the fields and being stuck on the helmets and the commercials and the this and that, all positive things. Probably holds a little more water if you mean it. He says, Keon, Jackson Dart just signed with Mississippi. Lane Kiffin the same time. Caleb Williams did his thing, try to steal some of his thunder. I hope USC sinks, taking all my Sooners away. Riley, you suck. Did you decipher all that?
Yeah, basically. I didn't realize that Jackson Dart already transferred, but I do think that Lincoln Riley is going and mining his former university for all of his old players. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm really not. You build your own program with the guys that you've got in that building and recruit from there. But he's doing it the easy way. There's nothing stopping him from doing it.
7114. By the way, if you're going to keep texting, you need a texter nickname. Okay, pal? He sends me all. Is this a comprehensive list of the one and done coaches, or is it? I mean, is this everybody? Because here it is: 94, Pete Carroll; 97, Joe Bugle; 99, Ray Rhodes; 2000, Al Groh; 2001, Marty Schottenheimer; 2006, Art Shell; 2007, Cam Cameron; 2007, Bobby Petrino; 2009, Jim Mora; 2011, Hugh Jackson; Mike Mularkey for the Jaguars; 2012, 2013, Rob Chadinsky; 2015, Jim Tomzula; 2016, Chip Kelly; 2018, Steve Wilkes; and 2021, Urban Meyer. Everyone on that list is black.
Okay, well, I just know that that's not
all right. All right, two of them. Two people.
You cannot do that. You cannot look into the camera with all that conviction. I'm going to call you wrong.
I'm sorry. I just, as I'm reading it, I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of white people here.
Well, that's the thing is we have to look at this on a percentage basis because, of course, there's going to be more white people there. More white people get hired.
Ooh,
it's like,
how?
It's
stunning.
So you got to look at the percentage of coaches who were fired.
Well done, Keon.
On the one and done basis.
Lost Toby says, hey, how about some memes? Well, I can't read memes on the radio. And he's like, well, I guess I'm being Brian Flores. Come on now. It has nothing to do. Besides, you're aren't you Hispanic? You're not black. Hispanic people have no problems. Nobody's racist towards Hispanics. What's wrong with you?
Wow.
Yeah, I can't read memes on the radio unless they're extremely simple. This one is funny but complicated. Jagdog says this should be excuse me. He put the cover of Missile Command from Atari on, saying this should be your Washington logo, Keon.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
Missile Command. I love it. I remember that. Yeah.
Big George says, I think we need to have more African Americans as owners of NFL teams. Well, the problem there is that you don't have a whole lot of billionaire black owners. And, listen, that's just the history of this country. White people had a head start. So he says, let's start a petition to have that awful man, Dan Snyder, gift the Washington football team to Keon Rose. Let's make this happen.
Oh boy! Wow! Now there's something I can get behind.
That would be crazy, but I don't know if I want to own an NFL team, but if it means Dan Snyder's ass is out of there, I'll be the first person to get it.
I kind of like to see, a lot of black athletes and celebrities coming together in groups to buy a team or a bunch of teams, because it takes generational wealth built upon the backs of other Americans to be in this position. And some of these guys, back in the day the NFL was started, there was still segregation. Black people would not have been allowed to buy a team or own a team back then anyway. So what I'd like to see is some people come together and start to make that kind of a change now, but it's going to take a group. I'm sure there are some black billionaires out there, but maybe they're like, I don't even like football. Leave me alone. I don't want to be around that group. So it's going to take some people coming together to start that change. Because unfortunately, like I said before about baseball, we shouldn't keep track of the stats till everybody was allowed to play. Back when they started the NFL, not everybody was allowed to own a team. So I agree, Big George. We do need to see more African-American owners of NFL teams, NBA teams, Major League Baseball teams. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some work, because you can't undo everything that's been done overnight. But all we can do is make sure we're trying in that right direction. We got to take a break. We got 1 hour down and 2 to go. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
The moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Wednesday at 1 p.m., we are halfway through the week. Coyotes go to Colorado, Nets come to Phoenix Tuesday night. Let's update on both those games and teams. Pro Bowl is this weekend as we keep an eye on Super Bowl news and all the NFL news. Who retires next? Brady retirement changes power rankings in the NFC and more. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event Wednesday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive. Being a baseball fanatic like me can be stressful. It's not all sports points and touchdowns. So Progressive is going to help you take your mind off your team for a moment. Instead of thinking about how they missed that goal point score, think about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, letting you choose coverage options based on your budget, unlike your team that missed the end zone net area. Well, anyway, hope this distraction about Progressive's Name Your Price tool was helpful. It sure kept me from thinking about all those penalty balls. Yay, sports!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners. Sun Devil men's basketball returns to Desert Financial Arena to battle a trio of nationally ranked teams, starting with USC Thursday, February 3rd at 9 p.m. Then the Sun Devils host UCLA Saturday, February 5th at 8 p.m., presented by Sprouts Farmers Market, before ending the homestand with a rescheduled rivalry matchup against Arizona that tips at 7 p.m. Monday, February 7th, and is presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. Get your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harbin Solar Studios in Scottsdale. It's cracking me up. Prison Wallet's like, man, when somebody does research, that really F's Jeffrey up. I never pretended like I knew what I was saying for a fact. I was just sort of speculating. And of course, listen, you guys got to remember, I'm the guy who will admit when he's wrong, which makes me a rarefied creature in sports talk radio, or any talk radio, really. Mm-hmm. If somebody says, oh, well, here's the facts of this, I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I'm wrong. I guess I got that one wrong. But Keon came along behind me and he made it right. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to the podcast of the last hour where I thought I was on the ropes from 7114, and then Keon came in and just did the Spock thing on him and said, yeah, just shut up, sit down. So there you go. 888-368-1580. Well, we're going to move on. And yes, as Prison Wallet has said, let the details of the Brian Flores lawsuit, sort of now congeal and come to light. But again, I still rewind back to that one point. I've seen the screenshots of Bill Belichick congratulating who he thought was Brian DeBoll on having the job as the Giants coach 3 days before Brian Flores was supposed to have an interview and a painful dinner with the owner. So yes, slam dunk on this being a thing. So on this one, yes, the only way I'm jumping to conclusions is if Brian Flores comes back and says, just kidding, or it was photoshopped or something, which I doubt. But anyways, that's where we're at with that. Let's get the text line caught up, and then we can go on to talking about Okay, did we confirm the other thing? Did we confirm the other thing?
Yeah,
the other thing. Did Tom Brady really retire?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're sure.
Yeah.
Well, remember on this very program, we talked about why he had to wait until February 1st.
4th. I mean, that's the thing. It was supposed to be like
February 4th.
Yeah, it was 4th. So did he give up the 15 million? Nobody's talking about that.
I don't know, and I don't know because it could be a thing where
the Buccaneers were like, "This is too painful. You can have the money.
Yeah,
just
we'll
take care of it."
Yeah, we'll take care of you. You'll get your 15 mil. Just be done, please.
We're sure this is real,
but
he
it is
said
real.
it himself.
We're sure
he
it's real.
did release it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to be sure because we've been down this road.
Yeah, we went down this road yesterday.
I know.
We went down that road Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Confirmed.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
King of Kitten says, I have a new job interview Thursday afternoon, and I'm going for tacos, he says. I used to go commando, too, by the way.
Hey, there you go.
You
Don't
know
do
what?
them at the same time.
Here on this very radio show, why not? I mean, don't make bacon.
Tacos and commando at the same time? It's not a good mix.
Might need a new pair of pants, depending on where you get tacos.
Right.
Yeah.
You need some barrier between you and your Levi's.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Randy and I think I can speak for Randy on this because I know he's going to agree. Keon, from
I
this
agree.
day forward,
I agree.
we will call the Washington football team the Washington Commandos. The Washington Commandos.
Absolutely.
That is what we're calling them for now on the Daily Blend.
I'm okay with that.
These other lesser hosts and shows and stations will probably call them the Commanders, but we will call them the Commandos. Now, if they come out and say, well, psych, it's the Washington Admirals, we're still calling them the Washington Commandos.
Unless one of those names that it winds up being is actually good. Yeah, because Admirals isn't a great name either.
Well, what name is still left that you think is going to be actually good? Nothing. They gave up on the Red Tails. They gave up on some other ones that might have been okay, like the Red Wolves would be better than Commander. So what other name would you like them to use?
Renegades. And the only
that wasn't bad.
But they had someone leaked a picture of the uniform, and I don't know if it's a real thing. I don't know what's Photoshop and what's real anymore.
No doubt.
But it had the old classic Washington R, but of course it would stand for Renegades now.
Right.
That would be cool. I would roll with that.
But guys, I hate to be that guy. Renegades, does it not have sort of a link to the Native Americans?
Yeah, I guess so.
Sort of a
I don't
loose
know.
link to the Native American culture.
By definition, I think they are the word renegades is not only about Native Americans. I think
No,
you had
I get
that
it. I
word
get it.
in the lexicon
it's just-
even before.
It's just like the dictionary definition is just someone who rejects conventional behavior, essentially.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure here. We got to get this right. Got to get it right.
I think it'd be good if you'd had like the Washington Mavericks and no, not airplanes and stuff, not Tom Cruise, but the big fleshy face of John McCain, just, with a Band-Aid there, that John McCain, the Washington Mavericks, or Sarah Palin, like, you betcha.
Oh, yeah, hold
I
on.
think that would be something. That'd be Washington.
Well, she never quite made it to Washington. So
No, she didn't. Yeah, but she could see Russia from her front step, which is very valuable now with what's going on in the Ukraine. But whatever. Big Kev says, kudos to Brian Flores. I hope this makes an impact for a league that stresses the importance of diversity in the public image. Boy, they sure don't live up to it. At least 3, if not more, minority coordinators that deserve head coaching jobs still flailing around out there. While they're talking about diversity, Floyd Mayweather is entering NASCAR as an owner of the Money Team Racing. Floyd is going to be the 3rd current black owner in the Cup Series. They'll make a bid at the Daytona 500 with Kaz Grala,
Kaz Grala, you got it. Yeah.
behind the wheel of their number 50 car. That's good. I mean,
that's great.
Whatever steps head in that right direction, even though Floyd Mayweather is a douche nozzle, all for it. Blissel Hayes says, the Brian Flores lawsuit. I reread that one. He says, I just want to say good job in hiring Keon. He's done an excellent job on the blender. Why is there a question mark at the end of that sentence? Were you listening to somebody else's promo? He's done an excellent job on the blender. Mars Bars 805 Says, what's uppers, guys? Happy Taco Tuesday. I'll take an 805 for that Duke win last night and go Lakers. Great show, guys. Thank you, my friend. By the way, can we get, I want to, listen, Randy and I are going to do what we're going to do. We don't give a damn what you think, but I'd like to see a vote of confidence from the faithful super fans of the Fourth Dimension, including the Hall of Famers of the text line, that you will agree with us and call them the Washington Commandos. No matter what name Dan Snyder puts a rubber stamp on, that Washington football team will now on this show be forever known as the Washington Commandos. Just all you gotta do is text in here, and your vote will be cataloged, and it'll be in the list, and it'll go into the log.
What about the thumbs up and emoji? Can we accept that?
I want to hear.
All right.
Yeah. Even a sorry. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I was seeing that Cincinnati Bengals have the whole field now. So how could it be that LA is on the road in their own stadium? Does that really matter? Because it's LA. Feels like it's going to be an LA home game. All right. So technically the Bengals are the home team. Was that just because of record? Is that because of
it doesn't go each year?
I think it just alternates.
Oh, okay.
AFC, NFC.
Yeah.
So the question is right here on this, does that mean that the LA Rams got to move out of the home locker room and go into the visitor locker room? Or is it only on the field? They're considered that for coin tosses and stuff like that.
I would assume it's just for coin tosses and stuff like that, but I'll look it up.
I think you just have Aaron Donald and Von Miller stand in front of the door. Say, no, you just load. You're over there. Visitor. No. Here, I've got this fixed. You get a sign that says home and tape that over where it says visitors. And you take visitors and you put it where it says home.
Yeah, okay.
No one was the wiser.
Right. Nobody's going to figure that out.
Fix that problem. Sorry, Randy. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say I was seeing a seating chart of the SoFi Stadium this weekend. It was showing price breakdowns of ticket prices. Nosebleed sections, $6,000.
Wow, actually, I thought I saw worse than that, but I guess, yeah, you're looking at nosebleed. I've seen 30,000, 40,000, 50,000.
Oh, yeah. If you want down next to the field, that's six figures. That's over $100,000 to be down next to the field.
I don't care if my kid's playing in the game. F you, my TV works. I ain't going. That's those
unless they can get you some free tickets and hook you up that way. There's no way you put out the coin for that. So the Rams will be allowed to use their home locker room because of the circumstances. Apparently, this also went for the Buccaneers as well. They were allowed to use their home locker room, but the Bengals will be allowed to choose whether they want the dark or light uniforms and other little things like that.
Yeah, who cares about that? I just don't want to have to move out of my locker. Yeah, that's that just it's not right. It's not right to do to a team,
and it's also just logistically harder to do for no reason at all.
Yeah, we're gonna move it across the hall just so you can be happy. No, Biscuits and Gravy says Jeffrey O'Brien. Stop. We're on the air. Good time for that again. He's talking about the time that we were sitting there just sort of BSing, talking crap, and it turns out that we were on air and we didn't know it.
Oh, the mic was on.
Yeah. Stop. We're on the air. Yeah. We didn't do that on purpose. Biscuits and Gravy. I don't remember what was said, but we stand by it. Baby God Dak says, hey guys, I'm so curious. Who's the quarterback that Brian Flores refused to meet with on the Dolphins owner's yacht? Flores was then labeled difficult to work with after that.
I don't know. I did read a report that the Dolphins wanted to keep moving forward with Tua, and Brian wanted to make a change at quarterback that included the pursuit of Deshaun Watson. And he and Deshaun Watson had been going back and forth via text. And wherever he wound up, he wanted to try and make a push for Watson. And when the Dolphins organization would not make that push or wouldn't commit to making that push, they basically said he was difficult to work with and fired him. They could have just said no.
Right. Last Optimist says LeBron James is partial owner of Fenway Sports Group. They own a few teams, both in the U.S. and other countries. He's frequently recruiting other basketball players to invest in the Fenway Sports Group along with him. Chief Skoll says, I love how the Suns are creating the hotline, which is never confidential, by the way. HR is always aware of who's putting in the complaints, unless you're Jen from accounting at 1580 The Fanatic. Well, Jen is two things. One, fictional. Two, dead. Ukla says, just for you, Radio Pal, not for others. Oh, I shouldn't read that out loud. Well, I'll get back to that. Tiger Paws says, Bidwell met with Wilkes and asked him his plan for the upcoming year. And after told what it was, Bidwell said he was not on board with that. And that's why he was only a one-year coach.
Yeah.
Well, but Bidwell could have told him, I don't agree with that. Let's go another direction, Hefty Lefty says, if they go with the Renegades, the only option for the interest music, each game is Rage Against the Machine. Renegades of Funk, Renegades of Funk.
That would be cool.
There's the Styx version, Renegade.
That's it. Those are the only two songs.
Yeah.
I'd roll with it, though.
Washington Cruisers would be kind of cool. A naval cruiser would be like the helmet decal.
Yeah.
But everybody's going to think it's like guys in those Impalas that jump up and down.
Low riders. Yeah.
And he said he also wants to remind us not to feel bad about not caring about the Pro Bowl, because he says Robbie Gould goes harder in warm-ups than teams do in the Pro Bowl.
That's true.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Blissful A says, Jeffrey, when will I start collecting my royalties for coming up with the Washington Commandos new name? I think that you should probably send Dan Snyder a note and wait for the checks to just come rolling in.
So
you're a made man.
If Dan Snyder's business practices are any indication, you'll be waiting a long damn time.
You're not helping.
Yeah.
Big George says, hear, hear. Lacrosse guy says, hear, hear. Boomer Sooner says, hear, hear. King Kitten says, hear, hear, Commandos. Lost Toby says, Washington Conquistadors. No, I don't think that's a name.
No.
I'm pretty sure that is not a name.
No.
Cowboy Sparky says, hear, hear. I'm going commando right now. Mr. Pringle says, hear, hear. Against the Spread says, hear, hear, and long live the Commandos. It's only fitting that their McNuggets would be unsecured. Watermelon says, I'm sorry, I'm still hitting the hear, hears. Straight to Rage says, hear, hear. And I'll catch up on the rest of the here's in a moment. Good Cat says, howdy, gentlemen. Here, there. No, you were supposed to say here.
Over here, over there.
Baker's Cocky Hens says, I heard Cardinals are going to interview Jeremy Meeks next. Seems to me to fit the current MO. Good looking, can't coach. He says they should call him the Washington Cred Skins. I don't get that.
I don't either.
Credskins.
And also just with this team, just anything that has skin in
no
it,
skins.
just leave it out.
Not even potato skins. Don't.
Yeah.
Watermelon says, man, Jeffrey, could you imagine all the upper deckers and other pranks that would happen in the Rams locker room if the Bengals did get to go in there? Just to clarify, upper decker, everybody knows what an upper decker is, Watermelon. I'm not going to repeat that. You know what an upper decker is, right, Keon?
I don't think I do.
Well, then let me clarify. Watermelon says that it's putting poo in the top part of the tank that flushes down in the bowl. So instead of copping a squat in the bowl, you pop a squat into the water holding tank. That is an upper decker.
That's terrible.
I don't know what happens after you do that, but it can't be good.
No, it clearly can't be. Good Lord.
So I like to do things evil, but a little less nasty. But evil in this way. Let me explain. Rather than doing that, Watermelon, what I would do is I'd go to Wendy's and I'd get a chocolate frosty, and it would be softened up just enough where I would kind of pour it out like somebody just had an accident all over the toilet seat. Leave a little bit there and then go about my business, and then wait till you hear the screams at the party.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's way better than an upper decker. Upper decker is real. You know, the frosty thing, well, that's just an illusion of something horrific.
That's true.
You're all looking at me with like completely aghast.
I am still horrified. Yes. That.
You know, I've never been invited to Keon's apartment.
There's a reason why.
I thought it was funny. It's harmless. Little.
Yeah.
Yeah, frosty.
Stay frosty, my friends.
I'm feeling judged right now. I'm feeling judged. The Jet says, as a Hall of Fame texter, you're not a Hall of Fame texter yet, Jet. He says, I will though say, here, for the Washington Commanders. Commandos. We want to call them Commandos. He says, I believe Cincinnati also gets to choose what side of the field they're on. Do they? I guess so. Nah, really?
Yeah, I do think so.
At home, the Rams are always on that side, but then again, they share the stadium, so I guess it's not that big a deal. Boogie says SoFi Stadium has 4 locker rooms. Chargers and Rams each have their own locker rooms, and they have 2 visitor locker rooms. Well, the reason for that is logistics, so you can load in and load out, and you're not stepping on each other's toes when you do that. And Boogie says, I go commando every day. The Washington Commandos. I like it. Heavy Metal Maniac says Tampa Bay hosted the Super Bowl last year in their own stadium, as well as only second time that's ever happened. Yes, and 2 teams hosted the Super Bowl in their own stadium as of, next 2 weeks from now. Fish Tank says, here. Did the Dolphins hire a new coach yet, or are they just getting really awful press today? Asking for a friend. Yeah, Fish Tank, what the hell, man? You want to go work for an owner that will offer you $100,000 per game to tank? Is that a place you want to go to work?
Probably not, but someone's going to take the job that would say, hey, look, I wouldn't get another chance. I wouldn't get another opportunity. That's what happened to David Culley in Houston. I think he knew it was going to end poorly, but it was his only shot at an NFL head coaching job.
Finding out that all this stuff is going on, as well as an owner offering a coach, forget about the race part, an owner offering a coach $100,000 per game to tank to get a better draft pick. Pretty bad. Bill Belichick seemingly being part of the white guys discrimination club, where he is in on the knowledge that some other dude has the job already. That in itself over on the side is pretty bad. There's some more stuff, I think, going to come out about that whole Brian Flores thing.
And we've forgotten about it because it hasn't come up, but I'm willing to bet if we look into those emails, we might find some really interesting stuff.
You think so? Connected from the Washington football team to the Miami Dolphins?
Maybe not to the Miami Dolphins, but it's a class action lawsuit. So it doesn't have to be about the Dolphins specifically. If we find out about some teams' shady hiring practices, that could be enough.
Thunder Snow says, here. Lost Toby says, a key. And Just a Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Randy, could I get an Evan Williams neat for every turkey race that your man Ron Schumann won? Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Knoxville was his icing on the cake.
Yeah, it sure was. 1975. Where's my shirt say? 1979, Knoxville champion.
And no, good cat. We can't call them the Washington Foreskins. That is way too late for that. We're going to call them the Washington Commandos. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my friends over at Valley Medical Weight Loss. We all know what New Year's resolutions are, right? Now, New Year's resolutions don't have to start on January 1st. We got a long year, but let's not wait any longer. If one of your resolutions was to trim up, lose a couple unwanted pounds, feel a little better in your own skin, I've got the company for you. It's called Valley Medical Weight Loss. They've been in business in the Valley for over 10 years. 3 walk-in locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. No appointments necessary. Simply come in when you're ready to start your weight loss journey. I've got a way for you to get your first week absolutely free. It's normally $31.95 per week, but if you mention Money Radio, you can get started losing those extra 15, 20, maybe more pounds. Don't wait any longer. You can call 602-441-3305 or go to their website, valleymedicalweightloss.com. No upfront fees, and your first week's on us. Give it a try, valleymedicalweightloss.com.
The moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56 to 1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get 280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
You feel that? It's finally happening. It's starting to get cooler. Is it time to start wearing sweaters? No. It's time to call Harman Solar. See, if you install solar now, you get to enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% off your monthly bill. That means with 0 down and no payments for 12 months, you can put that AC at whatever temperature you like year-round. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmansolar.com.
1580 The Fanatic is your home for college basketball action.
Thursday night, GCU pays a visit to Seattle for some wild, whack basketball. 7 o'clock game time.
Listen to all the action live from all the major conferences that leads up to the Final Four from New Orleans. It's the high-paced action, last-minute buzzer beaters, and all the drama of college basketball on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. It's going to be weird not having any football this weekend. But boy, that next weekend, let me just tell you something. That's it. That is going to be nothing but NFL love all day. Except for the racist part. But anyways, it's not going to be nothing but...
Nothing but love except for that damn racism. But other than that.
Yeah, well, that's the... I'm talking about players, coaches, teams. That the people that aren't involved in that. At least anybody above a coach. How's that? Anyway, but it's a Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the cream de la creme. It is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's supposed to be the best of the best, and with any luck, it'll be a damn good game. And I'll tell you what, it makes the game even better when you got a little skin in the game there. So let me tell you, you can't go wrong with the DraftKings Sportsbook. And for the Super Bowl, an official betting partner of the Super Bowl 56, DraftKings is giving new customers 56 to 1 odds on either team. Just bet $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. It's not even about the odds, kids. It's about who wins, who loses. It's just a pick 'em right there. And listen, you just got to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use promo code BET1580, get 56 to 1 odds on either team. And $5 get you 280 if you win. Promo code is BET1580. Don't forget that, BET1580. And listen, you got to be 21 years or older. You got to be an Arizona resident. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. All right, well, Keon, let me tell you, I think we've got everybody to agree that here on the Daily Blender, we're calling your show the Washington Commandos.
I'm okay with it. It makes sense. It makes more sense than Commanders. I just saw a picture of a leaked Commanders t-shirt, so I'm pretty sure we're going with Commandos.
Seriously? Oh, could you send that to the text line so I can see that?
Yeah.
All right, so it's Commandos. And the only thing that your Tiger Paws is right. She makes a good point. She says, why don't we just go with the thing from The Replacements, Washington Sentinels? There's already been a movie about it. That would have been probably a popular idea.
A lot of fans wanted that. So
of course, Dan Snyder immediately says no.
Yeah. So that's where I would have loved Sentinels. That was one of my favorite choices from the beginning.
Fighting Wampa says they should be the Washington Three Skins. That data matches the number of Super Bowls they've won. Can't wait for them to win their next. Seriously?
Three Skins.
Washington's won 3?
Yeah.
Colts have only won 2.
And with 3 different quarterbacks, but Joe Gibbs was the binding factor there because the man's a great coach.
Yeah.
Randy, you don't want to be in this conversation.
Why?
Cardinals haven't won any. Sorry. Baker's Cocky Hen says, what do you call it when you take a number 2 on top of the grate on the floor? I'm asking, what? Nasty?
Drunk?
I don't want to talk about poo. Uklamak says, really? A Frosty? Rookie, you got to use Nutella. Smear that all over the wall.
That's so much more evil.
Chief Skull says, wait, am I a Hall of Fame texter? I have to no, you're not, Chief Skull. I'm sorry. I don't believe you are. I went back and checked your other phone number and it didn't have an HOF next to it. So I'd say you're high up in the ranking, and I'd say that you know, next induction, well, you got a good shot. Blissful Hayes says, yeah, well, the Bears signed Ryan Stripper Poles as their new general manager. Go Bears. Yeah, we already knew that. Let's see. 7114 says, I'll coach for losses at the low price of $50,000 a loss. Yeah, see right there, you could have got a better deal by getting. All right, seriously, that is your third text today. You need a texter nickname, or we're just going to assign one to you. Randy, you got something good for this guy?
Sneaky Big.
Sneaky Big?
Macaroni. Yeah, macaroni. Plumber's Crack. The Steel Brow.
You know what's going to happen? No, I'm actually going to stop you right there. We're going to call him Shrinkage. If this guy, he is Shrinkage. If he doesn't give himself or she a texter nickname, I'm calling 7114 Shrinkage.
All right.
So you have till the end of the show to request a texter nickname, come up with your own name, or I'm calling you Shrinkage.
Shrinkage,
which means you're itty bitty. King of Kittens says, hey, Randy, not to change the subject, but Major League Baseball talks have fallen apart, and those in the know are saying spring training likely going to be delayed.
And they both understand that, and they both willingly are walking away. The Major League Baseball Players Association and the ownership group have decided that we're not on the same page. And one of the issues that's at hand here, let me just show you. Let me give you a comparison of where these two sides are at. For example, Major League Baseball Players Association wants in a pool, an arbitration pool, an amount of money, and they want that amount of money to be extraordinary, like $100 some odd million. Well, the players or the owners don't want $100 some odd million. They want a much smaller amount. They want like I can't remember exactly what it is, but they're like miles apart on numbers here. And everything that they're talking about is about economics. Now, I will say this quickly. Major League Baseball owners and the Major League Baseball itself have been reaping the benefits of the economics lately, and some of the economics have not swung towards the players. And that's why the players union is standing firm on a lot of the numbers that they're wanting. And the baseball ownership groups do not want to come along and share more. So we're at this impasse.
Well, the difference in the amounts of the pool, I'm reading right here, 10 million by the owners, 105 million by the players.
There you go.
Actually, it's greater than those numbers suggest. The league would make it $10 million available to all 0-3 players, except for the Super Twos who are eligible for arbitration. The union, on the other hand, based its plan on players becoming eligible for arbitration after 2 years. Thus, the 105 million it requested would only go to 0-2 players, a much smaller group.
Did
that make sense?
So there you go. That does make sense.
No idea what I just read.
Well, it's a pool of money for these arbitration eligible players to draw from. And so the bottom line is economics, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's keeping baseball off the field. Economics.
Am I the only person who's picturing Scrooge McDuck jumping into a pool of money?
Yeah, it seems like that to me. The more I read about it, and I don't know, Keon, maybe you've got a take on it, but from what I read, the owners are rich, fat, and happy, and they don't want to give towards the playership group. Now, the players, a percentage of them, the top percentage, are extremely wealthy. But we're talking about players that are not extremely wealthy. We're talking about guys that are coming into the league that are playing. We're talking about guys that are being sequestered in the minor leagues and held down in the minor leagues when they should be up at the top level playing baseball, and they're just burning up their prime years being held down there by major league teams. So it's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, a lot of economics involved. It's all about money. It's all about money. For example, $600,000, 600 and change is what a veteran player can make, a base salary of a veteran player can make. The ownership wants to hold it to like $625,000. Well, the union wants it bumped up to like $750,000 minimum salary for eligible players. Okay, that's how far apart these two sides are. The chasm between the two sides is enormous. And like I've been saying, I have a feeling this is going to eat into the baseball season. Not only just the preseason, but I have a feeling it's going to eat into Major League Baseball's regular season. Well, and it's a shame.
If they're this far apart, I have to agree with you. I don't even think I have a feeling. It feels like a fact that we're going to miss time, because the only way that either one of these sides comes back to the table to agree with something is when people start losing significant amounts of money, whether that's the players and they can't hold out, or the owners start to see that the profit margins are drying up a little bit and they come to the table first. This is a game of chicken, and unfortunately, all the fans are in the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news here on the Daily Blender.
Newsflash. This is breaking news.
The Miami Dolphins have come out and said, we vehemently deny any allegations of racial discrimination. Why some of our best friends are... Okay, I added that last part.
Jeez. Jeez, man, come on.
Anyway, yeah, the NFL is coming out saying, well, what? Oh, no, well, we will defend this. It's without merit. Well, I don't know if you can say you can defend against these claims and then say which are without merit when I just keep showing you Bill Belichick's text messages.
So notably, the Giants haven't said anything.
Awful lot of merit.
As they shouldn't.
Mr. Pink Eye says, one of my favorite games was Commando on the NES back in the day. And by the way, Keon, I see what you sent me. Those could be fake, but you think they're real.
I don't know. That, like, I follow a number of Washington reporters, and it's being circulated. I don't know what's fake and what's real anymore until tomorrow. Doesn't it look bad? It looks awful.
Real anymore.
Not only am I thrown now into an existential crisis, but also this thing looks bad.
It does. It is bad. And basically, I'll give you. I'm going to tweet it out here. I'm trying to bring up my Twitter. I'm going to just straight up tweet it out without any comments because it's the quickest way to do it. Radio Pal 1580. I just tweeted the picture of the T-shirt. It's horrible. There's a W up by the neck, and down is this giant DC. And in the DC, you see a silhouette of Washington with a giant phallic Washington monument going right up the D. I don't know what that means, but it says in the very bottom, Commanders with only 3 stars.
Well, the 3-star, that's from the DC flag.
DC has a flag.
Well, it could be for the World Championships too. I mean,
there you go. There,
got a little bit. No, DC has a flag with those 3 stars and like a couple of bars. Yeah, it's a
much respect, Randy. That was pretty smart right there. I didn't think of that. So yeah, go ahead and take a look at that. Radio Pal 1580 is my tweeter, and you'll see the picture of that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Keon. I'm really sorry. Wow, that's bad. That is so bad.
The uniform stuff that I've seen before looked much better than that shirt.
That's the Washington Monument there. The giant phallic building. There's the Capitol building. Yeah.
Yep.
And in small letters, Commanders.
Commanders. It's not Commanders, which should be across the top. Commanders. It's just Commanders.
The W looks pretty.
Are they going to call themselves the DC Commanders? Are they dropping the Washington off this?
I don't think they are, because the W is supposed to be the logo, the new logo. I don't know.
I mean, if I'm not a graphic design artist, but I would have put the Washington Monument between the D and the C. It looks way out of place. Where it is.
Literally, that is what the Wizards have done with their redesign. So there's already a precedent for not having a thing look this stupid.
Hefty Lefty says, no, a monument that big must be the Obama monument, if you know what I mean.
No.
Oh, no. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, boy.
Rob Diz says that's going to hurt a lot of local pockets right there. Sucks to hear this about spring training. Not a huge baseball fan, but I'm in the food and beverage industry right next to P83.
Yeah.
Okay. So when he says that's going to hurt a lot of pockets, it wasn't the giant phallic symbol on the T-shirt. It was the fact that Major League Baseball is at a standstill. Sorry, we're mixing our stories here. I apologize. Oh boy. Good Cat says no. You're not Nutella. Not a softie from Wendy's. A snack pack of chocolate pudding. Way cheaper way to prank.
Oh yeah.
I'm remembering all
There's
these.
just a level of efficiency going on here than that.
But you'd have to get some like nuts or corn or something and kind of swirl it around in there. You'd have to get some sort of texture in there, wouldn't you? Oreo cookies or something.
I don't know, because if someone
parfait,
if someone already thinks that that's what that is, I'm not investigating. I mean,
you get the thing, the put. Everybody's gonna. Well, that's pudding. Now you start mixing junk in there.
He's right.
Yeah.
Every time I'm at a nice dinner party, I'll shout from the bathroom, "Corn! I don't remember eating corn," just for the enjoyment of everyone still at the table eating. Just Blissel A says, Will the Cardinals contact Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers in the offseason to see who their next full-size quarterback might be? Well, Tom Brady, I guess, isn't answering the phone, but Aaron Rodgers might. Cheese Skull says Major League Baseball and the MLBPA not on the same page. The only person to pull them out of that hole would be another a-hole, Tom Brady. He's a wiener, and he can do it. Cheese Skull, are you high? What was that?
I don't understand what he just
Tom
said.
Brady will cross sports in his retirement to.
Wasn't he like drafted to a team like Kyler Murray was? A Major League Baseball
Tom Brady?
team?
I don't think Tom Brady was. No,
I don't think
go
so.
back and look. I think he might have been. Go back and look at that. I thought I saw that somewhere, or I could have been
I know John Elway.
John
Elway
was drafted by the Yankees.
Check Tom Brady for me. Just check Tom Brady.
Brady.
Check Tom Brady. I think I saw it. Maybe not.
Okay.
I don't know.
The guy that started over Tom Brady at Michigan, he got drafted and then wound up playing football eventually again.
God damn it. I've been doing Robitussin like it's heroin. Just check the thing for me. All right. Cheese Skull says, holy bejeebus, that t-shirt is god awful. Sorry, Keon, but that would warrant me switching teams if it was happening to me. No one would call you a quitter for this. You'd be safe right now if you did.
Well, I mean, it's sad. They've got a kind of, I think, of a decent idea here, but it's really horribly executed. I'm sorry. That is.
It's not even
wow.
No,
I'm not a graphic designer.
You're right, by the way, about Tom Brady.
Thank you.
Back in '95, Tom Brady drafted by the Montreal Expos.
Hey, I didn't know that.
In the 18th round of that draft, with the 507th overall pick.
All right, so it wasn't like Kyler Murray's numero uno, but still, I told you so.
He picked correctly, though.
Watermelon says, hey, Jeffrey, Blender crew, this Yahoo on the Raiders that got signed as a head coach, he was the offensive coordinator with Brady. Do you think he'd be able to develop Carr a bit more to get some consistency out of him and push him in the playoffs?
No.
I would not give McDaniels any credit for anything to do with Tom Brady. McDaniels was that hoo-ha, as you say, who blew up the Broncos. I mean, he just completely wrecked the Broncos before he went over to the Patriots.
So his blowing it up had nothing to do with his coaching. It was the front office stuff where it was like, yeah, I'm going to push for Tim Tebow. And now you have Tim Tebow, who can't throw the ball 20 yards downfield. Winds up.
He did win a playoff game for him. Let's be fair, guys. He did win a playoff game.
That defense won so many games that year that got credited to Tim Tebow. I am upset that that's still a thing that's out there, but I'll let it go. He was the quarterback. You have to give him that credit. But listen, my God,
all of the AFC is happy that Josh McDaniels is the coach of the Raiders, because anybody who has a grudge, anybody who has to play against anybody in that same conference, happy to see Josh McDaniels. Of course, he may not be there. I would not paint any signs on his parking spot. I wouldn't put any. Don't stencil his name on the door.
McDaniels into anything.
Just make sure he actually does show up, because we've been down that road before. All right, we got to take a break. More of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. Baseball's Don Sutton is in the Hall of Fame. He had many great seasons with the Los Angeles Dodgers. As a high school pitcher, he was dominant. Sutton only lost one high school game in his entire high school pitching career. The guy that beat him would become an NFL quarterback. Who was he?
When you want trivia from the world of sports, Daily Sports Quiz host Nick LaCapria has it. Baseball lovers, go online to baseballtrivia.org. Basketball fans, check out basketballtrivia.net. Football fans, head on over to footballtrivia.net. Hockey trivia, that's hockeytrivia.net. And boxing fans, log on to boxingtrivia.net. Stay tuned to this radio station for the Daily Sports Quiz or visit Nick LaCapria's sports-specific trivia websites.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz, named the only pitcher to beat Don Sutton in a high school baseball game from the NFL, the great Ken Stabler. He would become a quarterback with the Oakland Raiders and the Houston Oilers back in the day. He's the only pitcher to ever defeat Don Sutton in a high school baseball game.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? We could romance the legal copy. It never gets the attention it deserves. And some lawyer worked real hard on it. So take it away, lawyer.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Now that was some beautiful legal. Well done, lawyer. Well done.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Contractors need bonds, and the professionals at Constructors Bonding have been Arizona's leading surety management team for 40 years. We don't just deliver bonds, we make your bonding better. As the number one producer with 14 markets, Constructors Bonding has the relationships and expertise to get you better capacity, better rates, and better terms. For better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929. Or visit cbialliance.com.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
We are driving our way through a Tuesday here on 1580 99.3. The Fanatic got the Super Bowl coming up here in a couple weeks. And, you know, to celebrate this Super Bowl, FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, giving you a reason to celebrate. New customers can bet $5 to win $280 in cash. Yeah, not bet credits, cash on either team to win when you use promo code Randy1580 when registering. Just go to the app and download it from your store where you get your apps from, whether it's the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Get that on your phone. It takes about 90 seconds, literally, for you to sign up. Use a promo code Randy1580. And when you do that and you register, you're going to instantly be given an opportunity to turn $5 into $280 cash. Again, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Use that promo code Randy1580. Remember, there's lots of promotions for you, for your new customers, existing customers. Speaking of Super Bowl, what's more fun than putting some money down on some of these prop bets? Everybody's been going crazy lately. I know last season I put a couple of bucks down on what color Gatorade was going to be spilled out. Didn't win that one. I would have thought it was some other color, but it wasn't. It turned out to be just the normal Gatorade color. But
You could bet on that. I mean, there's all sorts of prop bets for you to take advantage of and make your Super Bowl even much more fun. Again, the promo code Randy1580. That's exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Remember, you got to be 21 or older and present in Arizona. New users only, $10 first deposit required. You must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $280, cold hard cash. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
888-368-1580. That's the text line. Let's get caught up on that before we move on to the next thing. Go Hawks says Washington filibusters. No, we're not taking suggestions for new names because it's
Commandos.
Already been decided. Go Hawks. But thanks for listening. Lost Toby says, ooh, man, that design is worse to look at than the cheerleaders.
Wow. That's brutal.
It's just why do we have to do this?
He's not wrong. Just the tip says, sweet mother of good Lord baby Jesus and all the Navy ships at seas. What the bleep is that t-shirt?
It's like someone took the Super Bowl logo, DC-fied it, and then made it crappier. I don't understand what I'm looking at, and I'm
it
quite
doesn't
frankly
look like blood because it's DC. It's assumed.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I can't take my eyes off of it. It's just horrid.
I turned it off right away.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Well, some of us look at train wrecks and
can't
look off.
It's
it's miserable. It's truly miserable.
Hefty Lefty says, I would laugh if Snyder went full 180 and is still defiant and named the team the forefathers you used to have there, but kept the old logo of the head or something. He doesn't want to remind us all poop is free. Boogie sends a picture of his daughter's car, and on the back it has a couple of bumper stickers. One says, "This machine kills fascists," which I think is hilarious because it's a Prius. And the other sticker says, "Caution, this vehicle makes frequent stops at your mom's house." And he says, "This is my daughter's car." And her mom asked me, "Why are you like this?"
This car makes frequent stops at your mom's house. Wow.
He also says that shirt looks like it was done with a broken silk screen from the 70s, which could also lend to it maybe not being real. Maybe.
I'm hoping nothing is on my mind now except that I wake up tomorrow. The reveal is supposed to be 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Wow.
I check at 10 a.m. and I find out that that's not real.
6 a.m.
Oh, is it?
6 a.m. It's the
never mind.
here.
Then I'll wake up.
If it's 10 a.m. there, it's 6 a.m. I'm sorry, it's 8 a.m. here.
I'm bad at
8
math,
a.m. there,
and I did it
6 a.m.
I did it backwards.
Yeah.
But
Until
either way,
March, then it's 3 hours.
I'm waking up at 10, so it doesn't matter what
Unless
happens.
the sun.
When I
is
wake
in-
up and find out what it is, it
I'm
better
the guy
not
with
be
the
that.
COVID
If
bug.
the sun is in the seventh sky and Jupiter aligns with Venus, then it would be the age of Aquarius.
I thought it was the age of aquariums.
No, Aquarius. Aquariums is a completely different. That's a different song. I think that was done by
sense.
Barney or something.
Makes a lot more
Aquariums.
sense.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hens says, "Hey, how about that performance from the tennis goat Nadal?" Maybe that's why Fed Fan is like curled up in the ball somewhere. I don't think she likes
might
him.
still be hungover. Yeah.
Tim Tebow fourth quarter rating with 2 minutes left in the game. That 2011 season was ridiculously good. The other 3 quarters, though, he was Ryan Leaf.
Yeah. Well,
Mr. Roboto says that dinner party visual sparked an idea for Major League Baseball negotiations. Players said to the owners, "The corn in my crap is bigger than you. Get in my belly." Okay.
Wow.
The players in a negotiation with the owners referenced Austin Powers in 2022.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems like that's a good move.
Get in my belly.
Good Cat says, Randy, would you trade Rodgers for Murray?
Would I trade
Straight
Kyler Murray
trade
for Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron
Hell
Rodgers.
Yes. Hell yes. I
Kyler
would.
Murray.
Yes.
There would not be a trade, though. I think he's free agent.
What do you think? I'm stoned? Hell yes.
Often, but yeah. Good Cat also says, I just made my first wager on the apps and I put $50 in the Vikings to win the Super Bowl on both apps.
Oh boy.
Can you already do that? Put down bets for next year?
Boy.
Or did he just try to get the Vikings in the Super Bowl this year?
I think he's trying to.
I mean, well, yeah, they put out the odds for which teams are going to win next year's Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know if they're clear.
Put
$50
on the Vikings.
I'm sure that there are some odds out there somewhere you can bet on if you want to go early.
They don't
messing
even
up the
have a
curve.
coach yet.
Yeah, well, they're talking about it being Jim Jerkface Harbaugh. Like they're going for a second interview or something like that. I don't know.
Last time they were just, it was casual conversation is what that's that when I was reading that on the internet a while ago, it was just casual. This time it's for real.
Augie says, if it's going to be the Commandos, does that mean all the players and cheerleaders will go commando? No, we're just going to call them Commandos.
Wow.
But they're really the Commanders, if what's leaking out is correct. Hamilton Porter says, Washington Sentinels, yeah, new quarterback Shane Falco, make that reality. It's too late. It's already done. Whatever's announced tomorrow, they're not going to change their mind.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hens wants us to know that Mercury is in retrograde. Okay.
Well, since we were talking about the age of Aquarius, I'm guessing that's what that
Just Tip says, I think the Commandos would be better served having a beaver as their mascot. Nothing commands like a beaver. Have you ever said no to a beaver?
Ooh.
Remember that cartoon, The Angry Beavers? All I knew is when I first saw that, looked at the screen, I'm like, I remember her. Hamilton Porter says, as a Michigan fan, let Harbaugh go. Gonna cash in on his year of aberration. Baker's Cocky Hens says,
you want Harbaugh gone as a Michigan fan?
Wow.
Evidently. Didn't he just win you something? I guess that was an aberration.
Yeah, he's been as successful as the most successful Michigan coaches. Just go look at it. That's a little unbelievable, but okay. I mean, because I think Jim Harbaugh is a perfect college coach. The NFL, well, that's left to be seen.
Let him come back and fail. I don't care.
Are they yelling there in Michigan, bring back Brady Hoke? Is that what they're doing? Bring back Brady Hoke. We want Brady Hoke.
That's
a weird chant.
Guy wins a Big Ten championship. I would think that Michigan fans would be the last people to want him out of town, but okay.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, bad news, everyone. The groundhog from the movie Groundhog Day died today, the day before Groundhog Day, which means simply winter is here forever. Bad news for the rest of the country. Great news for us.
Yeah, I mean, really?
This is our last week of cooler, coldish weather. I mean, next week it starts to heat up to like 80 or something. Randy, you got time for a quick weather report to fill us in?
I always have
what's
time
what?
for a quick weather report from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White reporting. It's going to get up 68 is all we're going to get out of today. Under mostly cloudy skies. It should clear up overnight, though, with the overnight lows going down to the mid-40s. Tomorrow morning, widely scattered light of the sunshine in the morning, but it's going to be a blustery day. The high only around 63 degrees tomorrow. So bundle up out there, Phoenicians. It's going to be a chilly one. Then it's going to get even colder on Thursday. Friday, we're back to sunshine and 65. But oh boy, Monday's on the way. Mid-70s on Monday. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Brace yourselves. It's coming. Hamilton Porter sent over a screenshot of a Facebook group for the Groundhog Day celebration, and it just says, postponed. Groundhog Day prediction moved to Saturday due to impending snowstorm. Well, that tells you everything you need to know.
It's still winter.
Yeah, that's the end of that. Oh, by the way, everybody, check the couch cushions for some change because the Denver Broncos announced they're up for sale. That's not like a garage sale. So you come by, you take a look around, and you make them a decent offer. You may end up being the owner of the Denver Broncos.
How about that? All right.
Now,
Keon, you and Jeffrey want to go in on an NFL team?
Every time we do this, though, why do I always end up paying more than everybody else?
Well, you're financially well off, and
everybody like miraculously. Oh, my wallet! It's in my. I'll get you on the next team we buy.
Yeah, well, listen, I mean that. It's all sincerity. I owe you a few lunches. That's all. I know.
Well, let's channel that into instead. Get me the Broncos as a franchise, and we'll call it even.
Yeah, I'm a little short. Can you help me out this week?
Your quarterback is what? Sorry, what? I couldn't hear you.
No, sorry.
Oh.
That's a whistle for you.
How much do you think the Broncos are going to go
double
for?
Whistle for trying to get me to say that he's short.
They're valued at $4 billion.
What?
So does that mean the value of everybody else is even more than that? Because the Broncos ain't been good in a while. Sorry, Hefty Lefty, but it's the truth. $4 billion. How about no? In this market, I'm going to go check on Zillow to see what the Zillow price is for the Broncos. And we'll be back with more of the Daily Blender after this on 1580 The Fanatic.
They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
It went in.
The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2022 Waste Management Phoenix Open, presented by Taylor Morrison, February 7th through the 13th at TPC Scottsdale. Get full tournament info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale for 30 more minutes. We're going to step aside a little bit early today. This is like a one-time thing, so don't get your panties in a bunch. But Seton Catholic is going to take on Mesquite High School. It's a girls' basketball game at 5:30 p.m. Here on 1580 The Fanatic. So we have half an hour to talk about whatever the hell it is we were going to talk about. So I'm going to give just a moment to soccer.
What?
I am
What?
stunned.
Wow.
A moment
First off, the United States lost a game or something. I don't know what happened, but I guess the filthy Canadians took them out of the cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about talking about that anymore. But Lefuria Roja is a friend of the show. He's a Phoenix Rising supporter. He and I became pals after, I got in trouble making fun of the Phoenix Rising. Mm-hmm. He says, today is a sad day. One of the greats has left. Solomon Asante is moving on from Phoenix Rising. He says, excuse me while I go become a blubbering mess. Yeah, don't do that. Don't man card violate this thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to cry. I don't sorry for your loss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who's Solomon Asante?
One of the great ones.
Mm-hmm. Position did he play?
One of the great ones, Jeff. That's all you need to know. He's one of the great ones.
So would I rather have Solomon Asante, $5? No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that joke again. Sorry, Lefuria Roja. I'm just kidding. Is that like losing Tom Brady? I don't know the comparison here.
No.
We were talking about the Denver Broncos being for sale and wondering if we could get some money together and speculating on how much it'd go for. But a lot of people are saying $4 billion.
Yeah.
And I said, I want to go check Zillow on that. Haven't had a moment to, but I will. Boogie says Zillow doesn't give a price for the Detroit Lions. There's just no good comps out there.
Oh, no. Nice, Boogie.
Yeah, and he says the Cards are worth $2.6 billion. They got to bump up $1 billion though, I bet, after the Broncos go for $4. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Blissful A says, wait, are John Elway's teeth included in the sale? No, but you can't stop him from hanging around the hallways. So he kind of comes with the price. I don't think you have to pay him or nothing. Robert in Surprise says, too late to own the Broncos. I'm pretty sure the Raiders own them already. Oh yeah. Big George says, question for you guys, is Groundhog's Day the most pointless holiday on the calendar? I figure it's that or the dreaded Valentine's Day. Dude, Valentine's Day, I kind of like Valentine's Day, I got no problem with that. A lot of people is like, I don't like to be forced to have I guess who's not getting laid. But no, I don't mind Valentine's Day, but yeah, Groundhog's Day does seem pretty pointless. Can you think of a more pointless holiday?
That's a good question. I don't know. Groundhog Day might be the one.
Arbor Day? Nah, we like trees, but we're gonna have to think about this, Big George. If you can think of a better one, let us know. Scratch Me Because says, I am planning on filing a class action suit against the Daily Blender for refusing to give me my preferred texter name. My class will contain all those whose texter names were rejected by Jeffrey O'Brien and or Radio Ron. God has gifted me with a special talent to text the Daily Blender, but the need for change is bigger than my personal goals. In making the decision to file the class action complaint, I understand that I may be risking texting into the show I love.
Well said.
Well, the part of me wants to go ahead and just go down the rabbit hole with you on this. The other part of me is like, dude, don't mock the guy. He's doing something really friggin' courageous right now. So I am hesitant to join in on that. But yeah, Scratch Me Because file the papers. We'll see you in court. Senior Wake and Bake says, if the Broncos cost $4 billion, should half of that go to Aaron Rodgers since he owns their ass? See, everybody's going to start those jokes now. Yeah. Dick Whiskers says, the Blender's getting cut short for high school girls basketball. That's true. I know. Part of me said yes to that just because I want to see the look on Bruce Jacobs' face. Hey, what?
I don't know. How would they get away with that stuff?
Fighting Wampa says, just a thought, but on kickoffs in football. When did Fighting Wampa become Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes? You ever wonder about kickoffs in football? How come the kicker isn't offsides before he kicks the ball? If you notice, his plant foot is past the line of scrimmage when he kicks the ball. How's that not offsides?
That is
wonder why my
on.
eyebrows reach out to the TV and tickle your face?
He did have some amazing eyebrows, did he not?
Seriously. Seriously,
They had to watch the boom mic because if it got too close, it. Yep.
And do you need a pipe cleaner? No, I'm good. Wiggy my piggy says, why are they trying to sell the Broncos?
Because the owner died. The family doesn't want the game. One
No.
doesn't want the team.
He says when a horse is that hurt, don't you shoot it?
Oh,
wow. Good God.
Wow. Wiggy my piggy. Happy Lefty says Columbus Day is pretty dumb. Yeah, okay, I get, especially once you realize what the real history is of Christopher Columbus. You're kind of like, oh, let's back away from that one. Jack Dog agrees. Columbus Day, most worthless day celebrated ever. Fish Tank says, do you know how many photos, GIFs, videos of Arnold in the movie Commando are about to happen? Well, I hope so, but that's just for the Daily Blender. We have decided they're the Commandos, but the actual name will be Commanders. Do you think everybody else is going to get on the same idea as us? Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh, God, I hope so.
Wouldn't that be something? Here
It's
we
like
are
a
thinking we're
groundswell of support for the name to be Commandos.
let's blenderize this thing, man. What are you sending me, Big George? Stop sending me calf and the calf and the not calf stuff. Oh, wait, he says the Team USA is still alive. I thought they got beat by Canada, so it was over.
They got beat by Canada, but they advanced from their round. They're moving on to the next round now.
Crap. I mean, yay.
Well, look, I need the U.S. to make the World Cup so that
someone's got a bet on this.
No bet.
Somebody's got some money hanging on this.
I know that we're not known for being good at soccer, but damn, let's not be the laughing stock of the earth. Like, we have more resources and money than most countries and can't make the World Cup. Just be there.
We can put a man on the moon, but we can't win a soccer game.
Just be there. You don't have to win the World Cup. You don't have to make it out of group play. But that's embarrassing.
How embarrassing is it for? By the way, what does CONCACAF mean? Because this is weird. There's Canada. There's Canada is number one. USA is number two. Then Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica. All the places that are historically good at the soccer are getting beat by two countries that you should not expect to be good at soccer.
I don't know what all the letters.
Is this just Northern America? What is this?
It's the Americas, but it's Central America, North America. Yeah.
How are we winning this? I mean, how is Canada and US number one and two when all them other countries south of here aren't they historically way better than we are?
Well,
did we steal
Brazil,
their players?
Germany.
But we're not going to play those countries in this.
I mean, is it okay? Have they made a change at the border where a guy comes up popping a soccer ball in his knees? You're like, come on through. No, you go ahead. Come on through. Did we steal all their best players? How did this happen?
Well, we've got a couple of players who are European born, so that's helping too. Or at least have that background where they've played soccer overseas and now they're playing for us. So that helps, I imagine. If we included South America in this, we wouldn't be anywhere close to where we wanted to be.
Well, but it's Panama in South America.
Well, Panama is in the Caribbean, in the islands.
No,
there.
Panama is the southern. Oh, that's right, the Panama Canal right there.
Yeah.
Costa Rica is in South America, isn't it? Or is that part of Central America? See, I'm confused by this kind of calf.
I was told there'd be no
geography.
Knowing my geography, knowing my countries.
I don't care anymore. Yeah. This is way more soccer than we need to be talking about.
I thought you were only going to spend like a moment on it.
I wasn't intending to go any further than this. CONCACAF stands for Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football. Do we really want to use the term confederation again? Really? Is that probably not a good idea? I don't think it's a good idea.
Well, it has negative meaning to us. Other countries didn't have a civil war where one side.
No, other countries are still embattled in civil war.
Hey,
some of them, yeah.
Hey, soccer, read the room. Blissful Hayes says Panama. That's a Van Halen song, man, and a damn good one.
Panama.
Blissful Hayes also says, you ever wonder when a quarterback spikes the ball to stop the clock late in the game, why isn't that intentional grounding penalty? Is it when they do this that we're going to do this? If they notate that they're going to do it, clock the ball, then it's okay?
That is a great question.
I've wondered that before myself, Blissful Hayes.
They have their wide receivers and their running backs in the area.
You know what we need on this show? We need on this show, like the broadcast staff for the games, a referee just sitting there ready to say, "Well, here, guys, this is what's going to happen." We need some, but not Dean Blandino. That guy
Dean
creeps me
Blandino,
out.
the sexiest name in sports.
No, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want him to be that guy because
that's too bad.
I feel like he's always undressing me with his eyes. But we need somebody like that. Gene Steratore, or even just, can we get Skeletor? Somebody who can do that lean in and help us understand.
Skeletor.
Senior Wagenbake says, you think getting stabbed in the back is worse than getting stabbed in the front? I think getting stabbed generally anywhere is bad.
Yeah. I'll take none of the above.
Yeah, I prefer not to be stabbed at all. Because now we're going to have to flag this account. Because I feel a little bit threatened. King Kitten says United States is in second place for qualifying. There are 4 qualifying games remaining. The United States plays Honduras tomorrow in the cold of Minnesota. Makes sense. United States has 3 more qualifying games remaining in all of March. Oh my God, this Kamena Calf is going to go on forever.
So if I'm qualifying and I get to choose, if it's my turn for the home game, I don't know how this works in this, but if I have to choose to play Honduras, I'm making them play in the cold. That is correct.
Colts Van Dan is saying, hey, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but we're better at soccer since Biden took office.
I don't think there's a correlation there. But
Hefty Lefty says South America is kind of mobile, but generally USA and Mexico dominate kind of. Canada is a real surprise this year, actually. Just a Tip says, I know math is not part of sports, but if the Broncos sell for $4 billion, that's over $100 million a year profit for each year the Bolin family own the team, and the Broncos suck.
Yeah, there are a lot of teams that are valued very highly that stink. I know the Forbes list had the Washington football team as a top 5 team in value, and they've been terrible longer than the Broncos have been terrible.
Hey, get back Stanky 87 of whiskey. He says, man, I just got off of work, and boy, has it been a day. Yeah, it has been a day. Brian Flores is suing everyone. Well, damn it, if he doesn't have a point, we're not going to get back into that. Well, we found out a bunch of stuff today. One of the things we didn't get a chance to talk about through all this stuff is Tom Brady announced his retirement. And of course, everybody kind of squinted at Adam Schefter like, are you sure? Because last time, are you sure? Are you sure? But yeah, it turns out he's sure. Tom Brady tweeted it from his own Twitterverse that he was retiring. It was quickly sort of noticed that he did not even mention the Patriots once. And he did, like, what was it, 4 different panels. He thanked Bruce Arians. He thanked a bunch of people. No Robert Kraft. Not one word about Belichick. And then a couple hours later, he did. He said, thank you, Patriots Nation. I'm beyond grateful. Love you all. But only in response to Bob Kraft, who was slobbering all over him in a farewell tweet and then on his Twitter. Still, 0 mention of Bill Belichick. Wonder why. You ever wonder why Bill Belichick wasn't mentioned by Tom Brady?
I mean, I have a few guesses. I mean, there have been, reports and books written about their relationship and how it was basically a work relationship.
Daddy didn't love me. Well, so it's official. It's done. It's over with. We will break down I have in my hand, and we're not going to do this today, but all of his records. Look at that. 2 pages, all of Tom Brady's regular season, playoff, and Super Bowl records that he has set that stand right now.
That's only 2 pages.
It's not very big print, but still very, very impressive. Of course, you could say, well, yeah, he was in there for 22 years.
But that's impressive, too.
Not all of them are records just because it's been 22 years. Other things I wanted to talk about. Did you know the male coin spider will bite off its own penis after sex?
It's a bit aggressive, don't you think?
Why would it do that? It seems
because it makes them a better fighter who will do a better job protecting the female spider that they mated with and the future baby spiders.
how does it make him a better fighter?
I have no idea.
It just seems.
If you need more testosterone, boy, Spider, watch the Big Hurt or Big Unit or whatever his name is on the TV. Get some eugenics. That's, you know, if I'm the male coin spider, I'm thinking, I don't even like kids. It's like, if that takes biting my penis off.
That conversation goes a little bit differently for them, I imagine. Just
if you don't believe me, look it up. The male coin spider.
I'm okay.
It's a bit aggressive for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll pass on that one.
I mean, I might kick
I'll
off.
just believe you, Jeffco.
I might, kick off my shoes and my hat in a fight and be like, all right, buddy, let's go. I'm not biting off my own penis. In fact, you can pretty much not have that as an answer for anything I would do in any circumstance ever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no Jeopardy question that ends in, what is bite off my own penis? Zero.
That is true.
I don't know. I just saw that and I thought, well, if I've read this, then everybody has to read this. So there it is on the video too. I'm not even making this up. No point.
Wow.
There's just no point.
Nature is crazy. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, Steph Curry has passed Kobe Bryant for most career 20-point quarters. How about that?
That is impressive.
And they're saying he might be coming out of his funk now a little bit, which is always good for the game now that Klay Thompson's back. But anyways, well, we got to take a break. When we come back, we're not talking about spiders biting off their own junk anymore. We're going to talk about something else. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? We could romance the legal copy. It never gets the attention it deserves. And some lawyer worked real hard on it. So take it away, lawyer.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Now that was some beautiful legal. Well done, lawyer. Well done.
Contractors need bonds, and the professionals at Constructors Bonding have been Arizona's leading surety management team for 40 years. We don't just deliver bonds, we make your bonding better. As the #1 producer with 14 markets, Constructors Bonding has the relationships and expertise to get you better capacity, better rates, and better terms. For better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929. Or visit cbialliance.com.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
It's been a while since the Arizona Coyotes have been favored in a game, but even they are underdogs by an even larger margin than normal tonight. They are in Denver to take on the Colorado Avalanche. The Avalanche have won 18 straight home games, and as you might expect, the Avalanche heavy favorites. They're paying out at -630 on the money line, while the Coyotes, if they come up with the upset win, they pay out at +450. The over-under for tonight has been set at 6.5 goals. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
The moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code BET1580 and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details.
1580 The Fanatic is your home for college basketball
action.
Wednesday night college basketball features Wisconsin paying a visit to Illinois. 6:45 game time.
Listen to all the action live from all the major conferences.
That leads up to the Final Four from New Orleans.
It's the high-paced action,
Last-minute buzzer beaters,
and all the drama of college basketball on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Cabana is on the text line, and he put up a photo of his new ride. Got himself a brand new, oh, this is great, man. It's a brand new 2021 Nissan Titan they bought from Pinnacle Nissan, which is really funny. I rented one just like that from a guy at Pinnacle Nissan. To go up to when I went up into the snow, because remember, I traded in my old truck on my new sports car thing I drive. And so I one kind of like that was all lifted and had big tires. That I got to be honest, I'm a Dodge man, but that exact truck you got right there did me very well going through the snow in the high country. So good for you. Congratulations, Cabana. That's a good ride right there. 888-368-1580. And I want to remind you guys, Sports King Sportsbook, I've had so much fun with this thing, and I'm still learning. I got to find where these Gatorade prop bets are. I haven't been able to find them yet. Somebody's going to have to help me locate. I found the Super Bowl betting. I found the in-game props for players, but I haven't found the stuff about the Gatorade. Or is that up yet? Or am I still
Super Bowl
looking?
prop bets? There should be.
I know. I can't find it. I don't know. I'll spend a little more time with it tonight, but that's part of the fun is going around looking, seeing what the odds are, seeing what the over/under is, seeing what the money line is, and just starting to apply some of my new knowledge of sports betting. It's new here in Phoenix and Arizona. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to start with one that's easy to use and easy to figure out, the DraftKings Sportsbook, that would be my suggestion. And you get a special little deal if you sign up and use our promo code BET1580. They're giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team in the Super Bowl. Just bet $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Simple as that. So just go on over there, download DraftKings Sportsbook app and put in the promo code BET1580 and let the fun begin. Remember, DraftKings Sportsbook, official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. You got to be 21 years and older, Arizona residents only. Eligibility restrictions do apply. Listen, see DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And remember, if you got a gambling problem, well, hey, maybe you got to call this number, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 888-368-1580. Fecal Mist is here. That's a weird thing to say out loud, isn't it?
Man.
Says it's not intentional grounding because they're not doing it to avoid a sack. Oh, so that's why it's not intentional grounding. Although,
makes sense.
What if the guy on the other side sees him about to do that, jumps through the line, and then is it an intentional grounding? Because then he's about to get sacked. Why do the defense just lay off on those?
Well, even if the defense came through, it happened so fast. I mean, you're not going to beat your guy in the half a second it takes to just take the snap and throw it into the ground. So, I guess I wonder, because I've seen quarterbacks throw the ball out of bounds just because time is running out. You know, one of those situations where we're going to take a shot at the end zone, maybe. and there's just nobody open. I wonder if someone could get an intentional grounding on that and make that rule even screwier than it already is.
You know what? I still wish that you could pick a guy up and throw him over the line at the quarterback. I do. Listen, we got to take care of something before we run out of time, because the minutes are dripping away before we turn it over to the AIA for some high school basketball. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1968, after 5 NFL titles and 6 conference championships in 9 seasons, Vince Lombardi resigned as coach of the Green Bay Packers, become their general manager. He named Phil Bingston as his successor. Who? Damn right. 1 year later, Lombardi left the Packers to become coach of the Washington football team. Talk to me, Jeffrey. George is trying to say something because, like, he just keeps
it's been the last few.
Yeah.
And a couple of those were Super Bowls. I'm like, okay, well, we're in the Super Bowl mood. But that one is just, but I'll take it because that was.
I think he's leading up to the big announcement tomorrow.
So he's themed it. Well, thanks,
right.
Big George. That's smart.
Colts fan Dan says, my favorite prop bet is the over-under on how long the national anthem will be. Oh, I can't find that one. I was looking for that because I've nailed that one almost every year. I was right about Aretha Franklin going way over. I've been right about other people being under or on time. So I'm looking forward to finding that in there. After the show, I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to figure it out.
Do we know who's doing the national anthem yet? Good. Do we know?
Good point. I don't know.
We know who's doing the halftime show, but I don't know who's doing the anthem.
Yeah, we're going back in time like 15 years for the halftime show. Good Cat says, always make sure someone in the relationship has good credit. That's why it's called significant other. Sign if I can't. More marriage advice tomorrow. Okay, Good Cat. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says, under 2 minutes and 3 seconds. I didn't know you were counting, but he says, by the way, you take your shirt off, but you leave your hat on for a fight. What are you talking about? I'll take off my shirt, my hat, my shoes. Oh, and if I'm wearing any kind of sunglasses or glasses. I mean, I'll get down to my underwear and fight. I'm not like Phil. I won't get naked. Wow. Boogie says, Jeopardy answer. It's the one thing you'll never do. I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that. I forgot what we were talking about.
The spider.
Oh, biting my junk off. Yes, biting junk off. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's a good point. Blissful Hayes, did Tom Brady thank Antonio Brown and Aaron Hernandez for helping his career?
No.
I don't think I saw that. Dodger Danny, sorry, you got a lot going on there, and it's a little bit. We're out of time for your text about Tom Brady, but you can text in tomorrow, and after I've read everybody else's text first, I'll read yours because he's got the name Dodger in his name. I love Danny, but
I understand.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. Coming up next, high school basketball for your ear holes. That's right. You got a game between the Seton Catholic and the Mesquite. It's a girls' game. Suck on that morning show. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save